The Water Diary, brought to you by the Department of Water and Sanitation.
Sanibonani Dumelang, welcome to the Water Diary right in SABC 1, Mzansi for sure. The show is brought to you by the Department of Water and Sanitation and SABC Education. On today's show, we take a look at the launch of the Izakhiwo Mfundo Trust. Let's take a look.
The Department of Water and Sanitation and Group 5 have formed a partnership through the Izakhiwo Mfundo Bursary Trust to invest in the youth of South Africa through scholarship bursaries for tertiary education. Skills shortage in the water sector is a major challenge, and the partnership speaks to the ideals of the National Development Plan of 2030.
Dr. Maka, why is it important for private sector to assist, departments such as the Department of Water and Sanitation in such initiatives?
It is important for private sector to support Department of Water and Sanitation and other departments in their areas of business to develop relevant skills and expertise. Because you can imagine if Department of Water and Sanitation is enabling the industry by providing bursaries for relevant, bursaries to student engineers. When they finish, they still need to get exposure in the industry, and hence the need for private sector to partner to ensure that the skills are sharpened and also are made and enhanced to be relevant for the industry. I believe that South African business, and especially in the infrastructure and the built environment, has been developing skills. Many of our construction companies are sponsoring graduates. Now we need to work harder on ensuring that those graduates, as much as there's still a critical shortage, that those graduates get work exposure and also are absorbed and get employment. You are aware, Mpo, that we've had this concern over and over again about students who complete their studies but cannot get places where they can do their practicals. You heard also from one of our dynamic candidates as well, how he struggled, and he appreciated the fact that through this platform, he now has the opportunity to gain entry into the industry, to go and sharpen his skills and hopefully also get employment.
Mr. Vema, why did you decide to get involved with Izakhiwo Mfundo Trust?
Group 5, we were actually the founders of the trust. So when we did our new broad-based black economic empowerment shareholding transaction 3 years ago, we've always been a company very passionate about education. We've long had a Group 5 academy. We've had various programs such as the People at the Gate program and so forth. And we thought there is no better place for us to put the future wealth creation of our business in the hands of a trust that would foster the human capital that we need to support both the execution of the projects we do in the future, but for the growth of our industry and the growth of the economy. So we actually founded the trust. We contributed 2 million shares originally into the trust, and the trust today lives off those dividends from those shares to fund the various objectives of the trust.
We came together with Group 5 as well as a community development trust to partner on youth development, investing more on skills, investing more on knowledge, and building human capital for the future development of water infrastructure. Quite an important intervention, because part of what we have to do as a government is to invest on getting more and more of the scarce skills that we will need both for the private sector, but most importantly, to drive the future designs of our dams, of our reservoirs, building capacity of our municipalities and making sure therefore that we've got quality water and provision of dignified sanitation solutions. Young people are the future of this country. We've got professionals in the sector who are on their way out because of age, and we also have to transform the water and sanitation sector in terms of the capacity and generational mix. And we believe over and above our responsibility of dealing with the planning, the development, as well as the management of water and sanitation infrastructure, we must also invest on having the necessary capacity. So working together with the private sector, supporting civil society through the trust like here today actually takes us forward, because as we do this, we also reassure young people that the future looks bright. And most importantly, what is quite of significance is that some of the beneficiaries become very, very relevant because they have lived the life of relieving themselves in the bush, of having had families that had to walk distances, especially themselves, the girl child who had to walk distances twice in a week. She had to use a wheelbarrow with 4 buckets, 25-liter buckets, to go and collect water. Today she's going to be a civil engineer, precisely because we're a caring government that believes that her own children and generations to come can't live through the life that she has actually lived. But we must also congratulate them by giving them positive incentives that, albeit the living conditions and the life where they found themselves, you can't actually define their future on the basis of where they were born, but they themselves can take that community to a better place. I'm looking forward to one of them from Sekhukhune going back there and serving the Sekhukhune district municipality as a head of technical services, so that then through her capability we can be in a position to provide water for the people of Sekhukhune.
It's in the interest of private sector to participate, because they also get an opportunity to be partners in creating the kind of skills that they want to be more competitive. And at this moment in time, when infrastructure development in the continent is of such a critical need, we need to sharpen more development of skills in the country. Just going for ready-made skills isn't enough. Let's develop our young people who are coming from universities. Let's sponsor them in universities, and let's also have the patience to support them.
Welcome back to the Water Diary. The Department of Water and Sanitation and Group 5 have partnered up to provide bursaries for young people. Let's meet young people who are going to benefit from the Izakhiwo Mfundo Trust.
My name is Mahlago Adelaide Teke. I'm 21 years of age and I'm from Ranchabeleng in a village in Sekhukhune in Limpopo.
My name is Kolofela Raseu. I was born and raised in Limpopo in a village called Mulechi Mabukelele.
I am Mama Sakhari Angela Tora. I come from Teflo Polokwane. I am 20 years of age.
My name is Tsogofatso Ramakhitsitsi. I am a Soweto-born young man, 21. I'm studying civil engineering at the University of the Witwatersrand, and that's who I am.
I saw the advert on Facebook and then I applied. They called me for the interview. I came and then they called me back to say my application was successful.
After my 2 years of theoretical studies at the Tshwane University of Technology, I went to the Department of Water and Sanitation in order to do my in-service training as per the university requirements in order to get my national diploma. Then when I got there, I volunteered from the beginning of this year until Izakhiwo Mfundo Trust came on board. And
I was looking for in-service at the beginning of this year after completing my theory with TUT. Tshwane University of Technology. So I actually went to the Department of Water and Sanitation, hoping to volunteer. So the lady there referred me, actually she just took my CV and then told me about the program. And she said she'll be able to forward my CV to the Izakhiwo Mfundo Trust. So after that, the rest is history.
It was through great fortune, actually. What happened was I was going through a difficult time with regard to registration earlier this year. And fortunately enough, one of my peers actually forwarded an email regarding the recruitment possibility. And so I submitted an application, went through all the formalities, the interviews, and I was fortunate enough to be selected.
One thing I've realized is engineering is one of the scarce skills. So I wanted to come in and bridge that gap so that we may have civilization in this country.
I chose engineering because civil engineering is about civilizing people's lives in many regards and in all the fields that civil engineering has an impact on. Civil engineering brings about stability, it changes people's lives, and it has tangible results. You are able to see and experience the change in people's life through the study of civil engineering.
I chose engineering because I just loved seeing improvement in our society, in the sense that the word civil itself speaks about improvement, changing, and like reforming everything that needs to be changed. So the reason why I chose civil engineering is because I believed that I could do more in the area. I could study water engineering through civil engineering. I could be a water engineer, transportation engineer. Like there's a range of things that I can be able to do. So I decided that because I want to help my community in some way, because they lack a lot, from roads to water and everything. So I decided, let me get into civil engineering, and then through that I'll be able to impact my community in somewhat way.
Why did I choose engineering? Engineering is something that is rather deep-rooted in my family. It spans pretty much actually the second generation now. My father was a graduate mechanical engineer, but specifically civil engineering is because, you know, I've had an affinity for water and structures. So my affinity for water was much greater, of course, and realizing the possibilities of community work, giving back, and outreach through civil engineering practices and application is, to me, the most appealing benefit there is. And so for me, it's more of a passion to give back, and studying civil engineering allows me to do what I want to do best, which is to give back. How I intend to uplift lives is through many aspects, particularly with this endeavor and this platform I have. It's specifically with water, and you know, anybody can look back to recent times. We've had the drought, we've had issues of water security, we've had ongoing protests about access to basic water and sanitation. My job through this opportunity and this platform is to really sit down and look at what are the gaps between the haves and the have-nots. Where government is struggling or is in a position to provide, where can I facilitate the design of a system to provide access to everybody, you know, for if it's water, or if it's sewage collection and wastewater collection, or if it's access and the design of sanitation. These are the most fundamental issues that we need to address currently. But on a broader perspective, you know, water security in general, the country is suffering from the previous El Nino situation where we had our reservoir levels drop to somewhat near critical levels. We need to readdress the situation, try and restore balance in our system and stability. So in so doing, rather, we actually address some of the plight of the people who are right now, you know, raising their concerns with the government.
I intend on going back to the communities and impacting communities whereby there is no accessibility. Therefore, with my field of study, civil engineering, I am able to help people get the basic needs.
One thing I've realized, like I said, we still need a lot of civilization. So we still need to go out there in the communities, provide water, you know, those kind of things.
My advice to people who want to pursue a career in civil engineering is, firstly, know who you are. You know, I don't know how else to say it, but this is a tough course, but it's a fun course. You know, it's one of the most rewarding because you see your actions and the fruits of your labor come to fruition and you see it change people's lives. This is one of the most critical parts of society. Wherever you look, the hand of an engineer is somewhere involved in the runnings of daily life. And so to me, civil engineering is just the pinnacle, and the whole thing of maths and science, it's important. You do need to have your maths and science, but be well-rounded.
Well, you can be what you want to be. There are a lot of opportunities out there. Grab them if you can and go for it.
What I can tell them is work hard. It is true that engineering is not such an easy course. You need to work hard, know what you want, and listen to your lecturers, do what you need to do, and yeah.
Engineering is not for the faint at heart. You have to work hard, because at the end of the day, you're not doing it for yourself. Whatever you decide to do, whether it's take your education lightly throughout the year of your education, it's going to affect everyone. Because when you do decide to mess up, if you do mess up, everyone around you is going to be affected somehow. People will get hurt, bridges will collapse, and you will be blamed for it. So it is up to you to make sure that you listen to your lecturers or listen to your teachers right now. Take everything seriously. Be a person that is driven, be a person that is hardworking and willing to do anything in their power to reach their goals. So yeah, know what you want, be willing to work hard for it, and the rest will be history, and your road to success will be swiftly.
For those of you interested in the Izakhiwo Mfundo Bursary Trust, call our number on the screen. That's 0800 200 200, or log on to our website. That's www.dws.gov.za.
Welcome back to the Water Diary, right in SABC 1, Mzansi for sure. Remember, we absolutely love hearing from you, so feel free to interact with us on social media. Our handles are on the screen. Now, our parents play a very vital role in supporting our education and career choice. Let's meet some amazing South African parents.
I feel very much honored. I don't know how can I express it, but it was too difficult to raise this child. She's the third daughter, the third child among the 5 of them. And it was too difficult to raise her or to meet her education requirements. I think she's gonna reach her goals now. Because and when I was failing to pay the school fund, she could cry, she could do anything she can. I remember at the beginning of this year, she registered for the last course. She couldn't manage to finish it because I was failing to pay her for her accommodation. She decided to drop out. This is a great opportunity.
I'm very happy. I'm so delighted about it. And I feel great that my child is part of this and is going to bring about some changes in our area. She's going to be exposed to many things in life, and then going about in communities helping people.
I think God is great. And with this program, Alien Kang Bana Habai Bonamo TV, I think most of the children, really, they're going to change. And sometimes you think, you see People, they sometimes undermine you when you go around. But if they see you doing something good, there are some that are going really to follow, to feel correct. I want to be part of those people. They can't really defeat me.
A word that you'd like me to say to young people is that it is really a big opportunity for them to be in a country where there is private sector that cares and a government that cares to create this kind of platform. And it's important for young people to learn, to make sure if they're interested in engineering, that they do well in science, in maths, and also that they try to be exceptional in whatever they do. The bursaries that are being provided from Department of Water and Sanitation and also from various industrial players like Group 5 are important for them to take note of. But also, in addition to that, here's this flagship program from Izakhiwo Mfundo Trust, which is laying a foundation for strengthening the skills base, to say, come on board, we will sharpen the skills and will ensure that you are ready for employment and for excellence. Our youth should aim very, very high. They should take the challenges in their environment as an opportunity. The insights coming from the young people we interviewed were amazing, where they look at the challenges that they've heard about water, and that has given them brilliant ideas that I believe will contribute in innovation and in taking the country forward.
Well, we're very delighted. Well, the parents are delighted. I'm the sister, so I'm actually happy for her that she got this opportunity. It will actually put her in a place where she gets exposed to a lot of opportunities within the water and sanitation department and beyond that. So we're actually happy and delighted for her.
Now, what do you think of the talent, in young people in South Africa?
Well, personally, I'm always constantly amazed on the upside of the beautiful talent we have in this country. And it's the very diversity of the talent we have, which is an absolute strength of South Africa, and one that we want to support in creating also the opportunities for them economically, to be economically active in the future. So we have a wonderful country, a very positive country, and the youth obviously are the talent of the future that's going to drive our economy. So it is our future.
Everybody looked after me, coming from a very big family, and you end up being the one who must also give hope to the others. Is exactly why I am so passionate with youth development, but also it's because of the country's commitment towards the emancipation of young people. The life of a girl child in South Africa has to change, and seeing them coming out of the far-flung areas of our country, you actually say, yes, education has become fashionable, but skills development has become the best weapon to fight poverty, to end unemployment, and to deal with inequalities in our country.
Don't forget to get in touch with the Department of Water and Sanitation. Our details are on the screen.
That's how we come to the end of yet another exciting episode of the Water Diary, right on SABC1 Mzansi for sure. For more information on bursaries, feel free to log on to the website of the Department of Water and Sanitation. Next week, same time, same place. Kona Lagu SABC1 Mzansi for sure.
The Water Diary, Brought to you by the Department of Water and Sanitation.